Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter, Billy.
Hi.
And here's where we share board game reviews, ramblings, and a few wrong turns along the scenic route. We're back with the next installment of our top 50 board games of all time, or at least, for now. Might even change before we're done making these videos. If you haven't watched 50 to 41, go ahead and watch that. We'll wait. So you're all caught up now. So today we are going to do 40 to 31, and I got the numbers right this time.
Did you?
I did. So, since I went first every time last time, I'm going to let you go first this time, and we are going to start with number 40.
My number 40 is Railroad Inc.
Really?
Why are you
It's
making
so
that face?
low.
That's high! I love all these games.
Okay.
All of these games are good. This is out of hundreds of games.
That's fair.
Number
That's fair.
40 is pretty
40's
high.
40's good. It's not good enough, but it's good. So you mean like all the editions, right? Because we have
Yes.
have blue and green, and then all those little 2 dice expansions.
I just sort of used it as a catch-all.
Yeah, pretty much because I only put one on the list.
You did. Specifically, you put Deep Blue Edition on and none of the others, but I'm just counting it as all of them.
So Railroad Inc. was one of the first 2 roll and write, flip and write kind of games that we got. We got Welcome To, and we got Railroad Inc. And Railroad Inc. is still one of the go-tos because it's just clever and simple, and it's easy to teach and a little harder to get good at, although it's not a difficult game. And it's just easy to bring anybody into. And all you're trying to do is connect roads and rails in the way to score the most points. It also works really, really, really well on Board Game Arena. So, if you're playing on Board Game Arena and you want to shoot us an invite, go ahead and do that. My number 40 is a game that I know is not on Billy's list, and is a game that I have never won. And that is Final Girl. And while I love the idea of this game and I love playing this game, I just am not so great at winning this game. And basically, it's a solo-only game where you are the final girl in a horror movie and you are just trying to live through the end of the film. That's it. Just escape the monsters and maybe rescue a few people along the way, or use them as human shields. Whichever you want to do.
I don't think you're supposed to do that one.
I mean, but you can.
This might contribute to you losing all the time.
We currently don't have a lot of them. We have the Happy Trails. I think that's what we have. And we have the one that's definitely not the thing. And we have the Christmas one. And then we have a couple more coming from the latest Kickstarter, including one where our friend Jamie from Foster the Meeple is one of the final girls. So
Yay.
That's really exciting. And I hope I don't get her killed.
Oh, you will.
I'm sorry. Anyway, Final Girl is my number 40. I'm sure that that's going to continue to move up the list as I play it more. And maybe if I even win one, it'll shoot way up the list. You don't know. Okay.
I don't think that's how lists should work.
That's how lists work.
Just the ones you win at?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait till you see my number 1.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I probably don't win
though?
that either.
39, I have Mechanica.
Oh, yeah.
I really love assembly line type stuff, and anything approaching programmed movement is very good.
Mechanica is a factory where I think we're building vacuums. Is that what we're building?
Definitely not evil robots. They're little vacuum robots.
I think it's evil vacuum robots. But you're trying to maximize the efficiency of your production line and make a better robot. This is a really good game. You do have to have some spoons for that. So while this is high on the list, it's because perfect day, perfect spoons,
right, because
perfect group.
I'm rating these based on if I had all the spoons required to play at the time, how would I rank it?
Yeah, it's a really fun little game. And the box is actually a component in the game. So you're really cycling through the pieces and then this big dial turns and the puzzle pieces kind of drop down into the box if you haven't bid on them in time. It's really clever and I really like all the components to it.
Me too.
My 39 is Azul Queen's Garden. And I know this game wasn't that popular with everybody. I think everybody...
Wait, was it not?
Well, I think everybody preferred the other Azules. I could be wrong. Go ahead and yell at me in the comments. But Azul Queen's Garden was this amazing puzzle that I really, really enjoyed. And even though the first time we played it, we did it completely wrong and we were like, maybe this game's not good. Once we actually read the rules, you should try that. We loved this. I won't give spoilers, but it's not my favorite version of Azul. I think it's edging closer and closer. I think the only thing that keeps it from being that is the fact that it is a little bit more complicated, and that means that on a low spoons day, we're not likely to pull that one out, so the others get played more. But yeah, my 39 is Azul Queen's Garden.
My 38 is Honey Buzz. Because of Beeples.
Because of Beeples.
I mean, lots of other reasons too, but Beeples.
Business bees. Honey Buzz is probably the most beautiful game we own. I'm not going to lie.
It really is, I think, yeah.
There are other games that might have better production, although I'm sure the Honey Buzz is going to put up a good fight there too, but it is just beautiful. And on top of that, it's really unique, clever kind of worker placement game. The bees are filling little market orders for the pollen and the honey that they make. And we just got fall flavors. And of course, we got all the upgrade pieces. So it's absolutely gorgeous. It has tiny little pumpkins. Tiny little pumpkins. We have not played fall flavors yet, because it's summer.
Right, that's why. That's the only reason why.
That's the reason. It's definitely
not
the reason.
Not because we never play anything that's new in any reasonable span of time.
No, that's not it at all. But Honey Buzz is beautiful. Yeah, I agree. I think you might hear more about it later. That's,
That's so funny.
I think you might.
How's that happen?
My 38 is a game that is very new to this list and new to us. And I think the more we play it, the further up it will go. And that is Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig. Now, we don't have Castles of Mad King Ludwig, and I doubt that we'll ever get it. It's a lot of pieces, and it seems like a lot of setup. We have Between Two Castles.
Between Two Castles, yeah.
I think we might have called that.
No, did we?
I'm thinking we did.
Oh, no.
But it might still be over there. We could change our mind.
I think it's somewhere.
This one takes out the fiddly pieces and lets us draw the blueprints of this castle. And it has this really clever kind of see-through paper that you draw on so that it looks like blueprints and you can lift it up and put things under it. It also allows those who are spatially challenged, to try out the pieces as you draw them. But much like the other game, it's going to reward you for how the rooms are connected and what rooms you managed to draw into this castle. Like I said, I think the more we play this, the more it will go up. I think it's actually, look, it's right there. It's right there.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I honestly believe that when we do this list next year, which we're going to do it next year, Billy.
We are?
Yes.
Oh.
Then that one will probably go up. So, check back and see.
My 37 is a trick-taking game. The first in my 50, but definitely not the last. It is Claim.
Oh, yeah. Claim is an adorable... We bought Claim because it was cute.
We did. Purely for the art.
And we bought Claim at PAX East.
I stand by that because it's adorable.
We bought Claim at PAX East before there was...
Before PAX Unplugged even existed.
We have all the versions of Claim and maps and other bits and pieces that go into it, but usually we just play the base game.
Mm-hmm.
It is on Board Game Arena now, so this is another one. If you want to play Claim, hey, ask. We're always happy to jump in and play a game. But yes, Claim is it's a game played in like two halves. So in the first half, you're kind of competing to win your army. And then in the second half, you're battling your army.
Trick-taking deck builder?
Yeah,
not quite, but kind of?
In the first half, you're just collecting those that will be in your faction at the end. And then the second half, you're trying to win those tricks and battles that will give you the most of each type of little critter and creature and person in that game. It's very quick and very clever, and we should probably play that really soon. My number 37 is Azul. Regular old plain Azul. Azul is one of our side porch games because tiles don't blow away.
Yeah, the nice heavy components.
So
you can play that side.
And also we have the cute new little travel Azul, so we can bring it with us when we go places. I think Azul is a nice, calm, pretty game about making tiles, and Billy thinks it is a mean game about...
It's not my fault that I crush you every time.
Not every time. I do win. No, I do win.
Okay,
Azul.
sometimes. It's not like Jaipur where I do win every time.
I think the thing with Azul is that I get so happy making these little patterns that I forget Billy's just like, I'm going to win.
All I need to do is get a little bit ahead of you points-wise and then rush the endgame conditions. And I get you every time because you're always like, I'm going to just slowly build up. And I don't need lots of points. I need a little points fast.
I have big plans in Azul. Sometimes they don't work out.
I play very cutthroat and... My 36 is, think of a word.
What?
Think of a word.
Cat.
Psychic.
You're such a goofball.
Okay, on the count of 3, what's the word between cat and psychic? 1, 2, 3. Lasagna. It's medium.
Will you stop? Okay. This is why I don't win at medium. I'm playing with you, and you're crazy. Medium is a game by Nathan Thornton, so that's our second Nathan Thornton game on this list. And spoiler alert, I don't think it's the last one. So Medium is just a game of trying to find the medium word between the two that your partner and you have shared. Sometimes, if you're like on the same wavelength, you can do really well. And sometimes you can argue all night. But either way, it's a good, fun game for, especially if it's a group of people who know each other. I think it's a little more difficult with a group that you don't know because you don't have those kind of inside jokes, that kind of history between you. But when you do know the people, this game is a ton of fun.
Yes.
Well, were you supposed to just pull a word out of thin air?
Pick a word.
My number 36 is That Time You Killed Me. Which is a game...
That's a little low. That's a little very low, I'm just gonna say.
It's a game that you play in the past, present, and the future. It's kind of like chess on 3 boards at once, and you're just trying to bump the other people off the board. And you run into obstacles that have come from your past and jumped into your future. I have a great deal of trouble visualizing that connection between those 3 boards.
And it comes very easily to me.
In fact, when I won, I didn't know.
I had to point out to you that you had won. You won by accident.
I did. I won by accident. So, but I really enjoy the game. And the more we play it consistently, then, obviously the better we do at it. Also, it has these little component packs that you can amp up the game. So you can have one that's like planting seeds that turn into bushes and trees. And there's one with elephants with tiny hats. And there's one with, I think, monuments is the other one.
I think.
It's just, something that you run into. But it has a lot of variability, and it's just never the same game twice. I really enjoy that one. I don't enjoy losing at it all the time, but that seems to be a common theme on this list.
35. My 35 is the first app-based game that we really loved. Mansions of Madness.
Want to know a secret?
What?
Guess what my 35 is?
Is it also Mansions of Madness?
It is also Mansions of Madness.
Crossover.
That is 2 actual real crossovers.
What was our first crossover?
It was Spots. I think it was Spots.
Yeah.
Mansions of Madness is probably the most thematic game on my list, on your list.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, well, I would, because I just said it.
I mean, there's a lot of thematic games in here.
Yeah, but this one
themes.
This one kind of like throws you into that story, and the app really helps. And I was always one of those, I don't want an app to play in a board game, but the truth is, I do when it works like this. And you're exploring, a crazy Lovecraftian mansion and all those things that can jump out at you. And it is a campaign, so you can reset it. And we just usually wind up playing the same first bits over and over.
Yeah, because we always lose.
Well, and also because...
And then we wait a while, so we have to start over because we don't remember.
Right. And I do think that if, Perfect Spoon's Perfect Day, we played this more and more, that we would go right through it. It's a bigger game for us to play. And so it doesn't get to the table as often. But it will come out because we're heading very near to spooky season.
That we are.
There we are.
My 34 is Cartographers, a role-player tale. I like maps.
You don't like them enough, though, do you?
Is that... I mean... You've already listed half of my top 10 games on your...
I think it was pretty early on that we got Cartographers. We pre-ordered that thing the second we saw it.
Might have been our first roll and write?
No, we had Railroad Ink and we had Welcome To.
And Yahtzee.
Goofus.
Am I wrong?
I mean...
Am I
it's
wrong?
It's kind of just a roll and yell.
and write.
All right.
You roll and then you write down stuff. So therefore, you write down points.
You're getting this on a technicality.
You make combos.
A technicality.
Yahtzee is rolling right.
But Cartographers is one that we loved. That during the pandemic we could play on a video chat, so we could play with other people. We played with my sister and her family because you could do it from a distance, and that made it something that we played a lot during that time. I bought the little stamps so you could like stamp the little houses in the rivers, but you know what that does? You can't change your mind. But it's a game about building out a map and doing it more effectively than the people next to you, and also defending from goblins. So, you know.
Although I like to think of it more like you're integrating the goblins into society rather, because you're like surrounding them. You're like, okay, they're going to be friendly. You could help and live next to them. You're not killing them.
I wasn't
That
killing
would be
them.
wrong.
I was not killing them.
You absolutely kill them. I mean, you personally, not the game. You personally absolutely kill them.
Anybody, it's okay.
But you felt the need to specify, didn't you?
No.
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, we have to deal with the goblins. How's that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. My number 34 is a party game.
Oh, what party game?
And I do tend to like party games. And you know what else I like, Billy?
What?
Word games. Do you know what game this is?
Boggle.
No.
I love Boggle.
I love Boggle too, but it does not appear on the list.
Okay.
It is So Clover.
I love So Clover.
So Clover is a game that makes you feel not so clever sometimes. or opposite of that, it makes you feel incredibly clever until nobody can guess the clue that you gave them.
That should be on my list. Why is it not on my list?
Right there. In So Clover, you have little four-sided tiles that go on 4 little pegs on a clover, leaving the outside with 2 words on each side, and you write a clue that connects those 2 words. But then you pop all the tiles off, add 1 into the mix just for fun, and people have to put those tiles back on in a way that connects to the clues. Sometimes you get really good clues, and sometimes those words have nothing to do with each other, and someone had to just kind of make something up. It makes us laugh all the time. It is fun to play with anyone, and I don't think we have ever kept score at this game.
No.
You just
go around the table. You keep doing it. Until,
so we just do it until we're done playing, and that's the way that So Clover works for us.
It's the way a lot of games work for us. Party games, that is.
Yeah, I am very competitive while I'm playing, but I'm not very competitive in the long run. Like, I don't actually care who won, but I'm not going to just let you win either. So somewhere in the middle. And for party games, it's just fun. I'm not looking to beat anybody unless it's teams. Teams, I might look to beat the other team. Because that's fair. There's a lot of people.
My 33 is a somewhat newer game for us, at least. I don't know if it's actually new. Sail.
Oh, yeah. Sail.
Is it?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh?
I don't know where that landed on my list, but
oh, no.
It's not here. Yeah, Sail
33 is Sail for me.
Sail is one of those nice little small box all-play games, and it is a trick-taking game for 2 people where you're trying to maneuver a ship through some very treacherous waters around rocks and kraken and other things to reach your goal by making sure that the right person wins the right trick at the right time, only you can't really communicate that. So I can't say, hey, Billy, I have an 8. Don't play your card right now, or we'll crash into that rock. But we might make a lot of faces like this. Sail is a really fun game. It is on BGA now. I'm still figuring out how it works on BGA. I think it works well. It's just different, and my brain sees it different, but I'm happy to try it if anybody wants to try it. It is a really clever, different take on trick-taking. And it's pretty. My number 33 is also one that's fairly new to us, and it's also a theme that I generally don't gravitate towards. And that is Wild Tiled West. I adored this game from the second I saw it. I saw it at Gen Con, picked it up. Doolin from Table Knots, go watch them if you don't, was with me, and we fell in love with this game immediately. And when I took it home and played it, I loved it even more. However, it's come to my attention that you're also supposed to build buildings.
Yeah, you didn't actually build a town the first time we played?
No.
You just made some sort of desert wasteland where people shot each other. There were just bandits and bounty hunters.
Yes.
Having gunfights. There was no actual like settlement or
no. But I will point out that means there are many different paths to victory. It's a really interesting way to draft tiles. You're rolling these polyhedral dice and putting them along the edges of this board where there are inset spaces to hold the polyomino tiles. And depending on what number you rolled, it's what row or column you can draft from. So you're limited choices, and you're taking those choices away from your opponent as well. So it's really smart and fun way to play. And I'd imagine this one will also move up further the more we play it. Also, we always just sing the song.
Wild Wild West.
Yep.
My 32 is Ticket to Ride, but specifically New York, which works really well at 2 players, which is our most common player count.
I like Ticket to Ride, but I really like the small box Ticket to Ride. I like the map being a little more limited. I like things being crunched in. And hey, we live right by New York, so it felt like a hometown game.
It's fun, yeah.
And, Ticket to Ride is kind of comfort food at this point. It's one of the earliest games that we played.
It's definitely like a low spoons game.
Yeah, absolutely. We can play this game anytime, anywhere. New York is my preferred Ticket to Ride as well. I don't think it made it up this list, but I might have forgot. My number 32 is, again, one of the prettier games that we own, and that is Paint the Roses, which I don't think you've played yet. Paint the Roses. It is a deduction game where you are in, Alice in Wonderland. The game is a little more abstract than that in the play, but the decorations and, the pieces and everything are very thematic. And basically you're just trying to give clues when you place a tile on how many conditions that would meet. It is tricky, and you definitely need spoons to play it. You absolutely do. But it is a really, really fun puzzle, and I would like to play it more. I'd like to get you to play it.
Yes.
And I believe you'll be hearing more about it in a video that's coming up, so just spoilers.
My number 31, my final one for this video is, do you know? Because you've been looking at my list.
No, I can't
You're
read that far. I can't read that far.
Don't smile so much.
I'm smiling. I like smiling. Smiling's my favorite.
Lists are your new favorite.
What is your 31?
My number 31 is Deadly Dowagers.
Oh.
A game about marrying rich and then murdering them and then marrying richer.
Life lessons. No. Deadly Dowagers is a beautiful card game that is exactly about that. It has some of the funniest flavor text on cards.
It's great.
Ever. And there are these beautiful cards that look like Victorian, thing. But then there's like, some people can't hold their arsenic on the bottom, right? Which is actually a line from Chicago, but we'll let that go. That's probably not what's on the card. But yeah, that was a really fun game, and that was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I didn't think I would like that as much as I did, but it's really engaging, and I really like the sense of progression you get moving up through the richer and richer spouses.
Yeah, but you can't get you have to watch your reputation, because if you move up too quickly,
if you're too obvious about your murdering, people start to catch on.
They do. So people start to notice, and then you're just not going to be able to lure in the next husband.
You got to be careful. You got to be slow. If your reputation's bad, you can only marry I don't know, a guy who owns 2 farms? That's nothing.
No, you don't want that. Nobody wants that. My 31 and the last one on this list is Verdant, which is Verdant, which is in that Calico, Cascadia, Fitchburn, in that line of games. But I'm flat out. Verdant was one of my favorites, though. It's I
imagine those will be higher on your list.
You don't know.
Okay.
It's Overboss with plants.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's not really, but there is that.
You're not wrong, but it's not how I would have phrased it.
But you're building out a grid of rooms, and in those rooms you are putting plants and sofas and cats and chairs and things like that, and you're getting points for matching colors, matching patterns, matching groups, and also variety. You can't work outside of the grid, which Billy calls me on every time, because I always want to go one card further than the grid. So you are very limited. It is
this is the one that Connor played for a while, right?
Yeah,
played a few times.
Yeah, this is one that other people in our family play who don't necessarily like playing games, and this was a hit with them. And you're just trying to score the most points by making the best combinations. But you have a set number of turns and a set number of spaces, and so you have to be extremely efficient. And pushing your luck could just backfire and you get nothing. I've heard.
You've heard.
I've heard. So Verdant is my 31. Okay, so we're 20 in now. So we got rid of all those really low garbage games. There's no garbage games on a top 50.
No, yeah.
There's just zero.
You have to go down to like 190 before those start.
Right. Next time
We're not going to read those out loud.
No. We're not going to tell you what's at the bottom of the list. Unless you're on Patreon, and then maybe you could ask.
Nah. You can.
Ask me.
I would feel too bad.
As we head towards the last one, we're thinking about doing a bit of a Q&A for the anniversary edition. So if you would like to send in questions, you can hop on the Discord and send us the questions. We don't know that we'll answer all of them, and we might choose not to answer some. We're giving Billy the right of refusal on those. But we'd love to answer some questions and chat with everybody. To thank everybody for sticking around for this 3-year fun fiasco. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like what you see,
or if you'd like to keep watching until we get one right,
then please like, subscribe, and share. As always, open tables, open minds, and play yourselves.
Bye.
Do you think we should change our intro?
Nah.
Okay.
Like to what?
I don't know.
Can't put that in the bloopers.
We probably can't use that as an intro. Okay, could you just take the piece? Just take a piece like you're playing. I just want video of someone playing.
You want video of playing the game?
Why did you just...
This is
board game?
gameplay.